Endeavor with Ace's Devil Fruit. Yeah, this man is going to probably. Yeah, never mind. He would become better than All Might. Because think about it. He would become intangible to anything besides hockey, which won't exist in this universe, or water, or any kind of fire weaknesses specifically. But think about it. Endeavor's already one of the strongest in his verse. You throw in the intangibility and the added firepower of a Logia Devil Fruit, especially one on the power of aces. Not only is the power boost likely going to push him at the very least comparable to full power All Might, if not above him, but since he only would effectively have the weaknesses of fire, like your only chance is to either douse him with effectively an ocean worth of water to basically outpace his fire evaporating it, or some other ridiculous capability that would disable a fire. Plus, Endeavor's original weakness is that if he uses fire too much, he overheats himself. But since he's eating a fruit that basically makes your body fire, I don't see him having that weakness anymore. Like, it wouldn't make sense. If your body effectively becomes fire after you eat this fruit, you should not have a weakness to overheating. Meaning, he'd pretty much have all the power with none of the downsides. And the downsides that do exist, you'd need such an abundance of those elements to counter his fire that you'd need a god tier amount of prep time to even have a chance of putting him out of commission. The fight against Dobby's gonna be child's play, because it doesn't matter how hot his fire is. He's not gonna be able to hurt him. It's kind of hard to hurt a fire when you're trying to throw more fire at it. Like, with Endeavor's normal body, it would make sense, because he'd still have some kind of pain from flames above his threshold. But since he has the properties of a Logia now, that's no longer a factor. Like, honestly, he might be able to take on the war by himself. Sure, stamina might be a problem, but in terms of firepower, again, no pun intended, he'd probably be able to outpace anybody. And even if for some reason they were to disable his quirk, the Devil Fruit's not a quirk. He'd still have the full potency of Ace's Devil Fruit on standby pretty much, even if someone were to disable said quirk. So yeah, he might just be able to run through pretty much any of his enemies. Even if he couldn't outright overpower them, which is already going to be hard to think of characters beyond him besides All For One. But even if an opponent manages to overpower him, he should be able to outlast them, because in terms of damage, they wouldn't have anything that would be able to harm said Logia Fruit. So even if he is overpowered, he just has to bide time until other heroes could come in to tip the odds in his favor, or just wait until their stamina goes out and then burn him with a giant fireball.